Going live. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your host with the most, Griever. As always, bringing you guys the next piece of One Piece. One Piece chapter 1068. Chapter live reaction. How's everybody doing? So, the chapter just dropped. I gotta be one of the earliest. I might not be the earliest, but I got to be one of the earliest to be making a stream, posting a video, etc., all about it. So, really quick, let's just grab in our timer. So this is our pre-stream timer, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're calling it. It's a pre-stream timer. It allows 10-minute runoff time before we actually get into the chapter. It allows everyone to go grab a snack, grab a drink, jump into the chat, see how everyone is doing, grab a drink. Yeah. And then we go off to the races. So, the chapter just dropped, like 5 minutes ago. So we're here and ready to read it. I don't know if it's a reaction-worthy stream, or reaction-worthy chapter, I should say. I have no idea. But the good thing about this is that, well, there's a couple of things. Number one, screw off, widget. My bitrate's fine. I'm sure it's fine. If you guys notice a problem with the stream, let me know. But YouTube Studio, ever since I updated OBS, keeps saying that I'm at half of the bitrate. Well, if I was at half of the bitrate, this shit would be choppy as fuck. So, you guys let me know. But the reason I'm doing this is because, finally, I actually have a job to do tomorrow. I've been a bit of a stressed, nervous wreck for the last little bit. But now it's December 1st. We got Christmas coming and all that kind of jazz. And realistically, like, tomorrow I actually have real work to do. So I thought this chapter almost came at the best time. I just finished eating a late supper. And I just said, perfect. That's one less thing for me to do Friday after a full work day, because it's going to be a full work day. I haven't really been at a full work day since last Monday at best. So it's definitely going to be tiring on my body. So even if I plan to do all these things, you know what I'm saying? If I plan to do all these things, it's not going to, you know what I mean? It's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those type of days where you're like, all right, I'm full of adrenaline and caffeine and ready to go, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're hit with it. And I'm sort of glad that this isn't. My point in saying all this is to say that I'm kind of glad that this is coming out early enough Thursday night for me to stream it tonight. That way, that's one less thing I have to deal with on Friday, right? Because when you do your chapter reviews and stuff like that, and you have other streams you want to do, and it just goes a little bonkers sometimes, that's all. Nevi's in here and says next week will be nutty. Will it? Next week will be nutty. Alright. I appreciate the no spoilers. That's nice. And Nevi said, I need to catch back up. You need to catch back up. Are you not caught up on One Piece? Are you not caught up on the next piece of One Piece? Really? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think that the latest chapters have been average at best. Nothing crazy has happened, personally. I don't think. But, honesty, with Movember over, I think it was the Movember slump. And it's not my fault, guys, just because I had a mustache. It's not my fault. I gotta shave this, by the way. I gotta shave this. It's December 1st. But yeah, I thought the chapters were average at best for the most part. The last great chapter was learning that Crocodile and Mihawk teamed up. And we got that chapter with those two badasses. Outside of that, and you know what's funny? I was actually, because I don't generally keep up with the anime at all, but I have been recently, while Christmas decorating, I just put whatever's on, if it's The Big Bang Theory, if it's Friends, if it's a Netflix movie, whatever. And recently, alongside of watching the original seasons of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, I also have been watching some One Piece. And I was in the middle of the Alabasta arc, and as much as I love Crocodile and stuff, he is a son of a bitch. God damn, like you rewatching Alabasta, and it's just like, and then I'm distracted because I gotta watch this shit, and I'm like, God damn, this guy is evil for the sake of being evil. No wonder everyone says he's a Bond villain, because this man is a Bond villain. He does not have a redeeming quality. And even though we all love him, we love his design, he's the hook-handed pirate, he's, got the devil fruit, he's a badass, all this kind of fun jazz, you know what I'm saying? Crocodile literally has no redeeming qualities. Crocodile is a piece of shit. He's a son of a bitch. I love him. He's my favorite villain in the series. But he's an asshole. Like, seriously. What a dick. What a dick. Band's in here and says, yo, what's up, Band? We're about to, in about 5 minutes, we're about to read some Piece of One Piece. So, how you doing? How you doing? But yeah, so how's everyone's has anybody started their Christmas shopping yet? Has anybody done that kind of jazz? Whatever you guys want to talk about for the next few minutes, then we'll jump into the reaction. Little Sonny's in here. Hello, Little Sonny. I don't believe I've seen you in here before, but I could be wrong. I meet a lot of people. Said, is Croc worse than Dofi? As far as being an evil son of a bitch, you mean? Because I like Crocodile more as the best villain of One Piece. Crocodile is got the swagger. He's got the Bond villain-esque. But is he worse than Dofi? That's a tough call. I'll admit to you guys, that's a bit of a tough one, because I'm going to tell you right now, is that I like Crocodile more, and I think Dofi's overrated. But Dofi is an evil motherfucker. With, once again, 0 redeeming qualities. So who's more of the dick? Who's more of the son of a bitch? See, here's the thing. It's almost unfair because Dofi got a lot more backstory and screen time. We know Dofi's whole story. We don't know Crocodile's. And I feel, you know what? I feel like Doflamingo is more of an asshole. I'm going to table that. I am going to say that. I don't think he's the better villain. That's not what I'm saying. But he is the bigger asshole. He absolutely is. He has to be, because we have his whole backstory, and there's some tragedy and stuff in there, but he's a dick. He is one of the biggest dicks. He's got 0 redeeming qualities. 0. None. Nada. Zip. No. Nyin. Nothing. When we learn more about Crocodile, potentially, apparently he fought against Whitebeard, and he had dreams of being the king of the pirates. Ivankov knows some secret about him. A lot of people think that he's a female, being gender swapped and stuff, which is a popular theory. I prefer if that wasn't the case. I think Ivankov just knows something embarrassing, like really embarrassing in his rookie years. Or maybe he was a do-gooder at the beginning. Like Crocodile was more of a Luffy, and he doesn't want that to be known. He went under a different name, and now he's Crocodile, the evil warlord, that kind of idea. I think that, yeah, overall, Dofi's bigger, because I feel like once we learn about Crocodile's true backstory, once we get the whole story laid out to us, we'll sympathize with him more than we sympathize with Dofi. It does not excuse what Dofi did in Dressrosa. It doesn't excuse what Crocodile did in Alabasta, but I think we'll be more understanding than we were with Dofi. Like, why Crocodile ended up the way he did and why he's such a dick. I think it'll be more. You know what I'm saying? Bam said, pretty good. I'll stick around for about like 20-25 minutes. Alright, that's pretty cool, because we're about to start the reaction here in a minute anyways. Little Sonny said, my first time here, happy face. Well, happy face back to you. I hope you enjoy. I'm a bit of a tangent-er, and I'm a bit of an unorthodox old man who still reads One Piece. Little Sonny said, who's more of an asshole? Well, alright, so at least we were on the same page with what we were discussing. Okay, cool. Caden said, oh. What's up, Caden? Caden said, Crocodile is more than a James Bond villain. And Don't Flamingo is more like a Joker villain in the sense that he doesn't care about anything. And that's the thing, because we're supposed to, like... When I say Crocodile is a James Bond villain, I say that with the highest level of respect, just so we're clear. Because I still say Crocodile is the best villain in the series. I mean, Dofi didn't kick the shit out of Luffy 3 times, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's the first one since Kaido that he actually straight up just fucking lost. And then he lost again. The man's, you know. But there's gonna always be comparisons between Crocodile and Doflamingo, so... I'll let you guys know right now. I'm on team Croc. I'm on team Crocodile. So Dofi, you ain't gonna get Dofi love from me. But yeah, all right. So that's the pre-stream. Let's jump right into the reaction. Chapter 1068. Let's go. One Piece. Chapter 1068. A Genius's Dream. Or a genius dream. Let's see. Okay, wait a minute. They're both fighting against... Alright, so it's Caesar and Judge. They've both given themselves black eyes and yada, yada, yada. They're both thinking about... I assume that's Vegapunk. They're thinking about... They were both under Vegapunk. We already knew this information. So it's like, okay. They're thinking who was the better of the two. 2 former members of MADS reunited. Is the title. Okay. Cover serial is quite interesting. Alright, first panel. We appreciate Cypher Pole going to the effort of returning the Seraphim. Alright, it's Pung number 4. I assume talking on it. Oh, is talking on a Den Mushi. But S-Bear can make its own way from there. That's fair. Alright, so they know that shit's going down, but they're just trying to, like, do it under the guise of being peaceful, you know? I regrettably won't be able to greet you in person. It's been so busy lately. Please just order it to return to the island. You can consider your mission complete. And thanks again for all your hard work. And how will CP0 respond? And then we have all the slavery of the werebear and the raccoon bear and the wolf bear and all these sea monsters, the giraffe monster that are all being kept in mechanical captivity and stuff, and that's why I don't like Vegapunk. Let's see. Oh, and then we have Rob Lucci with the pigeon. Dun dun dun. And let's see, and there's Kaku. That's not exactly a warm welcome. Let's see what Rob Lucci said. So he has his suspicions. So Rob Lucci is quickly catching up on the idea. And I believe this is supposed to be Kaku, right? Says, it's been a long journey. Can't we at least pop in for some tea? It's so chilly out here. G14 is not too far. I'm sure they'll give you a great reception. Okay, so so they're doing the good cop, bad cop thing. They're trying to do the good cop, bad cop thing. Let's see. Rob Lucci picks up the Den Mushi. Wait a minute. Sorry, guys. It's winter now, and my lips are so fucking chapped. I keep picking at them, make my lips bleed. That's bad for me. But, Dr. Vegapunk, I presume. All right, what's Rob Lucci gonna do with his fucking Phantom of the Opera look to him right now? Yes. Do you have any comment on all the recent disappearances at Egghead? Disappearances? What do you mean? 2 months ago, a CP5 vessel went missing. A month later, one Cypher Pole 7's vanished too. And it's just 2 weeks back since it was a CP8 ship. Why hasn't a single government ship made it back after visiting you in the last 2 months? Well, that's interesting. It seems to be news to the Vegapunk group. Now, I could see Lilith doing that. You know, Punko 2. I could see Lilith doing that, but Like, that just leads to more suspicion. So why would they do that unless, wait a minute. Is the government trying to make up an excuse and fabricate? Because they do it all the time. I mean, the real world governments of our world do it. And you'd have to be an idiot to not believe that they do. And we've seen that clearly in One Piece. They are going to fabricate evidence to attack Vegapunk directly. Did they sink their own goddamn agent ships? Huh. Now, potentially, it still was Lilith. But they seem to not be under that impression right now. So let's continue on. Why hasn't a single government ship made it back after visiting you in the last 2 months? What? Is that really true? I can assure you, we all remember seeing those ships departing safely. Unless one of them's hiding something. But with that brain thing, there shouldn't be a way to hide, you know what I mean? Hide it from each other. So I don't think Lilith could be keeping this a secret, you know? Like they're all strapped into the Matrix, so to speak, right? So, yeah. Excuse me. Really quick while I'm checking that, jump back to the chat. Apparently, we have 2 likes, and everybody left. Was it something I said? Kane said, I agree with you. The utmost respect. Crocodile's like the top tier James Bond villain. Vibes in the sense he plans everything out. He really is. That's what I mean. It's a sign of respect. The Dark King C says, the One Piece. The One Piece is real! Well, the real way to do it is do it like Whitebeard and me. The One Piece. The One Piece is real! Dark King said, I'm here. Yeah, it's very strange. Sometimes YouTube Studio lies to me, you know? Like, sometimes if I back at a video, it'd be like, no, you have 5 likes and all this shit. So, anyway, like the stream if you're here, and we just won't listen to that concurrent viewers crap right now. Anyway, back to the chapter. So, continuing on to the next page, we have Lilith all of a sudden to start yelling. So I wonder if it was her. Just, what are you getting at? Out with it already. You think we sunk those ships, don't ya? Alright, that's awfully fast. I wonder if she did do it. Maybe I'm wrong about the government. Nah, I'm not wrong about the government. Lilith, don't antagonize them. I've got half a mind to let you dock so you can see for yourself. Oh, is that what they're going... Oh, that's even worse. Regardless, we can't let you in. Please turn back. Very well. Understood. Coo. Ka-chuck. Oh, Rob Lucci is not. No. He's going to enter. What now, Lucci? Prepare to abandon ship. We'll infiltrate using Esper's ability. Oh, because he's got the paw fruit. Oh, shit. A direct assault would always end in those sea beasts making a meal out of the ship anyways. Ah, understood. Grand line. Kuma, stop! Wait there! Kuma-san! Pant. Where are you going, Pant? And here comes, the paw fruit. Snap, rips off all the test tubes and stuff. Fish, and here comes, and bam! Popped himself away from Dragon and the rest of them. Kuma, there's Dragon. Junkyard Egghead. You want to leave with us, old timer? How come? Isn't this your lab? Alright, so we're going to talk to Luffy. So is he going to pop up right in front of like Luffy and Vegapunk? So that Bonnie can reunite with her dad? That'd be nice. But I feel like that's a death sentence. Like, once she reunites, if Kuma's going to pop up at Egghead and reunite with Bonnie, then Kuma's going to die. Like, legit die. Let's see. It is, says Vegapunk, and I've happily spent every berry the government has given me till now to fund my research. That much hasn't changed. I'm overflowing with new ideas. Unfortunately, I'm still limited by time, money, and manpower. I persevere because I wish to change the world with my science. Respectable, but there is an issue with that I talked about in previous reviews, so we won't get into it here. I want to make a world where free energy is available to all. Okay, Sheldon Cooper, sit down. Sit down, sit down. Because your idea is fundamentally flawed by the greedy, by the greed of mankind. It's never going to work. So, let's see. And Luffy, of course, not getting it, huh? You clearly aren't following. Basically, you want to give stuff away to everyone. Alright, Luffy did get it. Excuse me. Got a tickle in my throat now, of course. Well, when I do a stream, not for the other, 12 hours I've been up today, but when I'm doing a stream. Nations, let's see, Jinbei. Nations often wage war over the natural resources we need to generate energy. Precisely. People can be so short-sighted. If they'd only open their eyes, there's energy all around us. So, Vegapunk believes that countries and like waging war over the fossil fuels, over the oil, over all the bullshit, over the trees and the and the diamonds and all that shit. If you can literally have limitless, infinite energy available and free to everyone, that'll solve a lot of the problems. Granted, in theory, on paper, it would, but they'd find something else to fight about, or they would try to make a buck on energy. So you create free energy, like limitless energy. There's going to be a price tag on it. Just because you don't want there to be a price tag on it doesn't mean that the corporations and the greedy and the billionaires and the government is not going to try to get a piece of that. Because then why do we need them? Right? So, yeah. The world is teeming with it, says Vegapunk. If that raw power can be converted to more apparent and accessible form, we'd never see another conflict spark up over it again. That's a very naive point of view. I wonder if Luffy's going to say something, or Jinbei. I'm certain science will make that possible someday. And Luffy is, you still don't seem to care. Nah, it's great you want to make people happy, because remember last time, this is probably because I recently reread Alabasta, Luffy isn't as dumb as people like to think. I call him the dumb protagonist a lot, but he's the one who's like, your country's at war, people are going to die, and Vivi was like, no, I don't want anybody to die. He goes, well, you're an idiot then. It's war, there's two armies, people are going to die. Like, to pretend that they won't is just absolutely stupid and ridiculous, so Luffy's probably going to maybe say something intelligent, I'm hoping. Now, it's great you want to make people happy, says Luffy, but I've got no interest in being a hero. Also, I still don't get why you want to leave. Alright. That's the thing, says Vegapunk. My quest to further my understanding of energy led me to investigating the ancient fuel that powered this mechanical soldier. Oh. So there's ancient oil somewhere. My curious nature as a scientist compelled me to take a peek. Imagine how much we'd learn if that forbidden thread of history was unraveled. After a dear friend of mine died, I found myself diving ever deeper into the abyss to further his will. Wait, a dear friend of mine, are you talking about Clover? I assume they're talking about Clover. Let's see, and then kaboom! Jinbei notices, God, what? Huh? Everyone's shocked. Vegapunk says, in short, I know too much, and now the government wants to erase me like O'Hara. Alright, he's definitely referencing Clover there. So yeah, they realize somehow it got slipped. He's realizing that there is an issue here, is that because he got too greedy with his science and trying to make the world a better place, as a result, they're coming for him. Just like they did on O'Hara, just like they came for everyone. So somehow it got leaked that he knows about the Void Century. He knows too much. Maybe it was Im-sama, somebody. That ruckus, says Vegapunk, must be Cypher Pole 0. 0, says Luffy? Let's see. CP0, the direct subordinates of Celestial Dragons. What? Aren't they called CP9? Oh, Luffy actually remembered. CP0 is the division that stands above the rest, says Jinbei. Or Jinbei. Jinbei? Jinbei. They say their members have historically been harbingers of catastrophe. Catastrophe. Golly, it truly is a city of the future. I can hardly contain myself. Shut the fuck up, Kaku. There is no one here that can tango with Luffy, Zoro, or Sanji, or Jinbei. I'm sorry. It won't be no diff, but mid diff at best for any of them. And don't give me this bullshit that Rob Lucci is going to actually still be a match for Luffy after Luffy not only took down fucking Kaido. You're not going to start putting Rob Lucci in your top 10 just because he showed up. Remember who trained Luffy in the 2-year time skip? Let's assume that Rob Lucci trained his ass off, right? But who got taught by the strongest first mate in history? Luffy. Meaning that Luffy, after the 2-year time skip, had the most amount of evolution, literally possible, unless you want to argue Zoro. Because Mihawk was sort of half training him in a way. But, seriously, other than unless Rob Lucci learned from fucking Garp and Sengoku, I'm sorry. No. Not happening. The gap is still wide. Even if it's been shrunk, it's still wide as shit. So let's see. Cypher Pole agents. Alright, it's the citizens of the city. Are they actual citizens or are they robots? I have no idea. Cypher Pole agents, don't they usually wear black suits? Why didn't they come to the normal port? Hey, did you guys hear about the 2 weaponized sea beasts that were taken out near the coast? Don't tell me they're intruders. Okay, and Rob Lucci... Wait, 2 weaponized sea beasts were taken out near the coast. And now Rob Lucci doesn't seem to be mentioning anything. And then, Shaka, CP0 are on the island. How did they bypass the port? God, they're here, says Usopp. You're the worst. Rob Lucci, stay away, says Nami. And I think it's time for Robin to fight Rob Lucci, in all honesty. And that would be a high diff fight. And maybe Robin would need assistance to exact her revenge, But currently, this group with Sanji, Nami, Usopp, Frankie, those are decent fights. But getting Zoro or fucking Luffy involved would just make it such a joke. They must have released the Sea Beast. Oh, they must have realized, that the Sea Beast would consume their ship, which they seemingly are doing anyways, after they rejected our request to leave. So they just let it happen and used S-Bear to land instead. Well, they were aware of the Paw power since they invented it. So they used its Paw power. Sacrificing their ship shows the resolve to fight. Looks like we have no choice. Shaka says, evacuate the researchers and workers. So they are real people. Okay. Atlas, make your way back to the lab. Prepare the Seraphim. We're deploying S-Snake, S-Hawk, and S-Shark. We got Mihawk, Jinbei, and Boa. I think we're okay. Entrust their command to Sentomaru. Roger. Wait a minute. Sentomaru, who, of course, Vegapunk, blah, 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 but works for the government, technically, is apparently willing to fight. Jesus, we haven't seen Sentomaru in a long-ass time. That's a long-ass time. Not that anybody really gives a shit about him, but yeah, I mean... Alright, that's a cool callback. We got Sentomaru on the island, apparently. Vegapunk said, now then, will you take me out to sea? I won't need long to pack, Quasar. We're not going on a field trip, old-timer. Your sudden disappearance would definitely classify as a catastrophe, says Jinbei. Luffy says, I'll allow it, though, since you've got a funny head. You call that a screening process, says Chopper? Well, I mean, Luffy literally is like, join my crew. The only member that joined without permission or request from Luffy was Robin. Robin just showed up and says, I'm joining, and Luffy was like, oh, okay. But... Luffy has denied people before, and he's requested people before, but Robin is the weird exception. But now he's like, yeah, fine. But he's not asking to join the crew. Vegapunk said, then let's head up. This place will soon be a battlefield. Would you would you mind bringing Bonnie with you to Lab Stratum above the clouds? Sure, no worries. Okay, so they are gonna, everyone remembered Bonnie. Bonnie's still there. Now then, see you up there, and what the fuck? What? And then, of course, Luffy and Chopper, super shocked. He vanished, so he's doing like some. It's clearly not. First, I was thinking like it was a camouflage or an invisibility idea, but he's actually see you up there, meaning he's gonna teleport or something. The fuck? Wow. Okay. He vanished. Applegramps. Oh, is gonna be his name now? All this futuristic tech is really messing with my head. I hope that's Jinbei because, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of too much sci-fi added into One Piece, honestly. Let's see. Whoa, there's a space monster. Yeah. Wow. Alright, so now CP0, of course, is having to fight the defenses. Our guns aren't working. Oh, is it a hologram? I've always wanted to take a swing at an unworldly beast like this as Kaku. You must be a genuine space monster. Tempest kick. Don't bother. Huh? It's a hologram. Oh? Oh, shit. You could have told us that sooner. You're as well versed as ever, Stussy. Stussy got an interesting type of mask. Yeah, this takes me back. I'm going to pop up and take a look-see above the clouds as Kaku. If Vegapunk's around, he'll be up there. Those two lines on the cloud. Can you see them, Lucci? Yeah. When an enemy target crosses those lines... Beep, 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 beep. Boom! A laser beam is triggered to neutralize the threat. Ow! It's a deterrent system that covers the entire lab stratum. They call it the Frontier Dome. Well, there are defensive measures in place. Kaku-san! Moral of the story is, it's unwise to underestimate the world's greatest scientists, says Stussy. I mean, fair point. You really should mention that kind of intel beforehand, says Lucci. You're a piece of work, Stussy, says Kaku, who's all banged up. Hee. Well, at least you're not chilly anymore, right? Hey, what's the big idea? Oh, here comes one of the punks. Vegapunk number 5. I'm the only one allowed to rampage on Egghead. Dr. Atlas. Atlas, she's one of the Vegapunks. Atlas, wait, you don't stand a chance. Ultra Mighty Punch. This isn't a game. Oh, Rob Lucci. 6 King Pistol. Boom. Oh, shit. Dr. Atlas. He's not pulling any punches, is Kaku. Boom, just... Isn't that Rokurogon? Is the 6 King Pistol? Isn't that what it's called? Oh, completely fucking broke her. Shattered her eye. Slam. Rob Lucci in his hybrid form. Boom. God, Dr. Atlas. Yeah. Let's see. Dr. Sugar has ordered us to evacuate. Everyone, retreat to the factory. We're under attack. Yeah, she's down and out. Looks like you're still breathing. Yeah. Come on, let's head to the top with that vacuum rocket thing. And then... Huh? Oh, Straw Hat. Pigeon Guy. A fateful reunion. And that's the end of the chapter. Okay, so... Here's the thing. Okay, so that's the chapter reaction, guys. That's the chapter review, reaction, whatever you want to call it. I'm actually surprised. Not surprised that Luffy and Lucci wouldn't encounter each other at this point. But the fact of the matter is that unless there's extenuating circumstances, like, you know, they try to capture Bonnie and he's trying to defend, and Jinbei's right behind them, so, like, seriously, Luffy will gear 5th and gear 4th even. Gear 4th Snake Man and fucking destroy these guys. And Jinbei's there. Jinbei, who literally just defeated, who mid-diffed the old Lucci, the original Lucci, so to speak, in Who's Who. So, Jinbei can take on Stussy, Kaku, anybody like that, and Luffy can destroy Lucci. I would argue that Jinbei, like, the only reason here is numbers. They're a little outnumbered. Chopper goes into Monster Point, he can probably deal with the fodder. Then Bonnie's still asleep, so let's say Luffy takes on Lucci and fucking Jinbei takes on Kaku and Stussy. Fine dandy, and their coordinated attacks will probably be better, but still, I still don't see at the end of the day. It might wear them out and do some damage, but Gear 5th Luffy would destroy these fuckers. So I don't know what they're going for here. I don't think that a fight is actually going to break out. A clash or two, maybe. But I think there's going to be too many variables, too many factors going on. So I don't honestly think we're going to get into a full-blown, okay, me versus you, Knuckles, let's do it. Right? I don't think that's going to go down between these characters, at least in this setting. I think, like, you know, Sanji and everybody's going to show up. Where's Zoro? Zoro and Brook are still with the Thousand Sunny. Are they going to escape there? Is Zoro end up going to get his way lost? Is someone going to try to attack the Thousand Sunny and he's going to be like, CP0? All right, Enma. Gone, right? Like, what's going to happen, how it's going to go down, I just don't think that this is the battlefield. I think there's too many other variables. There's all the other Vegapunks. There's the original Vegapunk. There's Sanji and Robin and Frankie and Usopp and Nami and everybody upstairs and stuff like that. And their whole goal is to attack, you know. And there is the Seraphim. But the Seraphim should listen to the Vegapunks, not CP0. So, and where did Kuma Papa Fruit himself to? Fruit himself to. So there are questions. There's a lot of questions with that one. Not a bad chapter though. I'm actually surprised. Well, I shouldn't be surprised. I haven't hated any of these chapters since we got to Egghead Island. But I haven't loved them. And this is another example of that. I don't love this chapter. It's a good chapter. It's an okay chapter. It's not a great chapter, you know? So, because I don't get the hype. Like, I know so many people are hyped because long ago it was Rob Lucci versus Luffy was considered the best fight in One Piece for a number of years. I remember. I was around during that time when that shit was coming out. And the thing is that if you make Lucci a match for Luffy at this point, that breaks a lot of power scaling. And then, so you can't do that. And if you don't do that, then having their reunion doesn't, it's sort of like the whole how Smoker, like Tashigi's supposed to be a match for Zoro initially. Like the initial idea was Smoker versus Luffy and Tashigi versus Zoro, but clearly Luffy and Zoro have gone beyond Smoker and Tashigi. They have surpassed them by tiers of power. And Rob Lucci, unfortunately, is down in that bracket. You can't convince me that Rob Lucci, because you can't give me the Rob Lucci shit like the same. Crocodile is basically the lone exception to the whole got beaten, blah, blah, blah. He's like the lone exception to the whole hockey and before hockey shit and all that stuff. Outside of him, you can't convince me that you did it again with Rob Lucci. It's too far into the story at that point. You're not going to convince me of that. If Rob Lucci is actually being able to tango with fucking Gear 5th Luffy, that means Rob Lucci is Yonko fucking level. That is too big a... You know what I'm saying? Like, that, it just wouldn't work. So, yeah, I don't think they're actually going to... I say all this just to say, and I'm not trying to shit on Rob Lucci, I'm not trying to shit on power scales or anything like that, but there is an equilibrium here. There is a simple manner of, they're not going to actually fight. We're not going to get Luffy versus Katakuri 2.0, or I should say Lucci versus Luffy round 2. It's not going to happen. They're in different leagues now. Lucci's still the top of the minor leagues, and fucking Luffy's battling to be the best in the majors. So it's not going to work that way, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. At least that's my theory, anyways. Dark King C said, I'm here. Dark King C also said, I'm reading and listening to the stream right now. Awesome. Thank you very much for being a part of the stream. And said, yeah, Luffy has the most potential currently. Absolutely. Purple Tape's in here and says, Luffy was fighting hybrid form Kaido in base form. If he goes Gear 4th, Lucci, that's cap. Exactly. So a lot of people are really hyped for Lucci versus Luffy round 2. But if you really think about it, that's a dog walk. Lucci is going to get absolutely wrecked in 2 hits. And I'm being generous with 2. So, and if he's not wrecked in 2 hits, then the problem with that is that it's not realistic for Lucci as a character to be strong enough to take on Luffy right now, because by that logic, that man should be the fucking admiral, not Green Bull. Green Bull couldn't even deal with fucking Yamato and fucking and Momonosuke clean. And you're gonna convince me that this man can go toe to toe with Luffy, Gearfit, the guy who went and fought against Kaido and beat Kaido, and you're telling me that this man is actually like, you don't make Green Bull a fucking admiral when you have Lucci sitting in the background. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and I'm not saying Lucci didn't get stronger. Lucci got probably leagues stronger. But these guys got, like, it's just the difference. It's just the difference, you know? So, anyways, guys, that's the reaction. That's the stream. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you very much to Neve, Ban, Lil Sunny, Caden, Dark King C, and Purple Tape for joining up in the chat. I hope you all hit the like button. I know some of you flaked on that because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in the chat alone, and I only have 4 likes. So this isn't even counting people that didn't want to talk in the chat. Just in the chat alone, there's a couple of holdouts. So, ooh, you know what I'm saying? So, hit that like button. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as always. And hope you guys have a great Friday. We'll see you guys back here next time for more the next piece of One Piece. This just happened to be a stream reaction. Not going to do this every single time, of course. It just depends on how I'm feeling and what happens and when it's released and stuff. But this particular one, early chapter, not a bad chapter at all. And I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. So see you back here next time. Have a great Friday and a great weekend in the beginning of the Christmas season officially. So have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.